Good morning, everybody. Today is Thursday, September 26th, 2024, and the time is 9:33 a.m. I'd like to call to order the Alameda County Lead Poisoning Prevention Program's Joint Powers Authority. This meeting is being conducted in a hybrid format, and members of the public are welcome to join us at Emeryville City Hall at 1333 Park Avenue in Emeryville, or they can join us using the telephone and video conference links provided for in the agenda for today's meeting. This time, I will begin by asking if the clerk for the board would please take the roll.
Director Hardy, Director Miley, Director Vella, Director Wenraff,
Present.
Director Gallo,
Present.
Director Bowders.
Here.
Mr. Chair, you have a quorum.
Thank you, Ladise. Now we'll turn to item 2 is public comment. Members of the public wishing to give comment for an item not on the agenda today's meeting may do so for 2 minutes. Do we have any members present wishing to do that? And do we have any hands raised online?
No public comment.
Comment is now closed. We'll turn to item 3, our consent matter, which is the meeting minutes of July 18th, 2024. Are there any corrections, edits, changes, or appendages? Okay, seeing and hearing none, is there any comment on the consent agenda? Seeing and hearing none, thank you. I have a motion.
Second.
Second, I have a motion by Wengraff and a second by Gallo. Please call the roll.
Director Hardy, Director Miley, Director Vella, Director Wenraff.
Aye.
Wenraff, aye. Director Gallo.
Aye.
Gallo, aye. Director Bowders.
Aye.
Bowders, aye.
Ayes have it, the motion carries and the minutes are approved. We'll move to item 4, which is the director's report. Director Brooks.
Good morning, Larry Brooks, Director Emeritus, I should say. As many folks know now, I am retiring from Alameda County a little bit earlier than originally planned in order to stay home and take care of my mother, who was recently diagnosed with cancer. It's a slow-growing cancer. We'll just pray that it continues to slow grow and not grow and maybe go away. But meanwhile, I want to introduce you to the interim director and your new secretary to the JPA, somebody that you're very, very familiar with. But before I do that, I just want to say one last time, because I've said it many times before, this has been the best JPA board that I've ever served under, and I will take that with me in my retirement, that I got to serve for the best JPA board in the history of the JPA board, in my humble opinion. And then I just pray that, knowing that some of you will not be on the JPA in 2025, that your new secretary will be equally blessed to have a good JPA board like I've been fortunate to have. So with that, I would like to introduce to you, as I said before, someone who you're very familiar with, April Williamson, who has been our Chief Financial Officer and Deputy Director for the Healthy Homes Department for several years now, is now the new Interim Director of Healthy Homes and Child-Led Poisoning Prevention. So please welcome Ms. April Williamson. Oh, you have a comment first?
Comment. Oh, okay.
Wait,
Thank you.
go ahead. Director's report.
Okay. Good morning. Morning, directors. Thank you,
Morning.
Larry. I think, as you all can, appreciate working in local government, I will still hold the role of finance manager, director of operations, and interim director while we get all these things served. So you'll see me back for probably the budget presentation as well. I'll just change my hat, so then you know that it's a different thing. Just a couple of comments this morning, directors. We are continuing our very aggressive push for more money. So I think the last report, Larry talked about an EPA grant that we are going to be applying for. It's $20 million over 3 years, and it includes a lot of community-based organizations as well as community engagement. So that's on pace. We also just submitted an application to HUD for a Healthy Homes production, which will allow us to expand the services we're already providing our lead poisoned children. So that's basically, we'll be able to give them a fuller case management experience with this extra money. So that's $2 million over 42 months. So, and then there's another one in the hopper I'll tell you about next month. So we're always trying to apply for more grants. I wanted just to give a brief update on the OUSD, lead in water. Just to remind you all, on August 23rd, this department issued a press release to the community, basically making sure that they knew that we existed for resources and information in terms of lead. We've got several calls from OUSD staff asking for information and resources for their teachers as well as their students and families, and we have continued to provide that support. Included in that support is they wanted us to work with them collaboratively with eBay's to conduct a webinar on for the teachers and students so they can incorporate lead into the classroom, which we thought is a really great idea. This is a thing that students are living with every day at school, so they want to know more about it. So we will be working collaboratively with them, as well as continuing our work with the continuing our work with OUSD risk management and facility staff to answer any questions that we can from a technical perspective on the lead and water issue. That concludes the director's report.
Thank you. First, is there any public comment? Seeing and hearing none. I'll just begin by welcoming you. In a way, we already know you, obviously, and we're grateful that you're still here. And thank you for stepping into the role of interim director for us in this period of time. I know, as you very well mentioned, with local government, wearing multiple hats can be challenging, and it is not often recognized outside of the work you do by the public and what that really encapsulates. So I just want you to know that I see you, I think the board sees you, and we appreciate you for doing that and stepping in as a civil servant at this time to provide that service. I would like to open and invite the members of the board. Perhaps we can invite Emeritus Brooks to join us, and if there are comments that others would like to give, I would like to recognize them, and I'll recognize Director Wengraf.
Thank you. Welcome, April. Thank you. You know, I always say if you want to get something done, ask the woman you know who does the most.
Very kind, thank you.
So really, welcome aboard. It's been a pleasure to work with you all these years, and I look forward to, 2 more meetings with you. And Larry, I want to say what a pleasure it's been to work with you. I was trying to figure out how long I've been on this board. Do you know?
I do.
How many?
You've been on with me for 8 years
Yes, but I predated you.
by a meeting, I think.
Oh, no.
Max Anderson, I think, had it right up until the end, did he not?
No, Betty was on the
Oh,
board.
then you've had it for more than 8 years then.
I've been on for way more than 8 years. And, but I can't figure out how many.
Ms. Ledise?
Yeah, Ledise. Okay, so I've been on the council for 16 years.
Okay.
So I think that I replaced Betty, and I think I've actually been on this board for 16 years.
Oh, wow.
So it's too many years to count. But I wish you the best in your retirement, in your new adventure, and I wish your mother the best. I'm going through a similar situation with my husband, and I can tell you miracles happen. The technology and the medicine is just really amazing, and it's getting better every day. So I wish you the very best.
Recognize Director Gaio.
Yes. Thank you and welcome, and certainly I'm going to schedule a meeting with you just to share some of the exciting things going on in Oakland, I'm sure you're aware of. And but I really value the work that you're doing. I'm glad you're here. You have the experience. You know us extremely well. And so we'll be scheduling a time to meet with you. Mr. Brooks, man, I valued your leadership, your commitment, the knowledge you have about the city, the county, and certainly you're recognized throughout the country. Because I hear your name, and when I go back to DC about dealing with housing, where they bring your name up. And so, but I want to thank you for that. And the only request that I have, you sure you don't want to be mayor of Oakland? We got a couple of spots coming up the line. You know where everything is. And you know how to give us an attitude adjustment when we need one. So, but I just want to congratulate you and thank you, and have enjoyed working with you. But we're not done in communication with each other, and But thank you for your years of service. Thank you. Thank you. Okay.
Ms. Hardy?
We'll be calling on you.
Ms. Hardy, did you have words you wanted to share?
Oh, I was gonna say that. Wow, I didn't know I wasn't gonna be seeing your faces regularly anymore. I'm gonna miss you. And I wish all good and well, whatever you encounter and endure. But I'm really gonna miss you.
Well, Director Brooks, I just want to say my time joining this board, which was 8 years ago, coincided with your ascension to your office. I think I had one meeting with the prior, with Maricela. So our timelines in these roles as executive director and chair have almost exactly overlapped for 8 years. And what I appreciate most about you is there are lots of ways in which people can lead, but very few people do it with joy. And I think it's super important to creating a culture of inclusion, support, determination to fulfill a mission. There are not many people who master the art of joyful leadership, and I believe you were one of those people. So my hat off to you. Thank you for all your years of partnership, for all the times you've called me to talk through or walk through a challenge that we're having with, whether it's a partner agency or a piece of litigation tied to the lead settlement or a cantankerous school district. You have been very even. You've been very consistent and reliable. I think you're somebody that the staff look up to and appreciate. And I think that's because you're a joyful person. So I am so happy for your mother because she's getting a dose of the best possible medicine she could get. So thank you for your service. All right. So I'd like to turn to item 5, which is the monthly report.
You have with you the monthly report. It reflects activities conducted in July and August. I just want to highlight a couple of things, particularly in Oakland. We did the 10th annual Save Kids Day at Oakland Coliseum, so we were able to reach a lot of people, a lot of children, a lot of families. We also did the Head Start Health Fair and at the Ira Jenkins and also the Lincoln Square Center. That completes the monthly report.
Is there any public comment on agenda item 5? Seeing and hearing none, is there any questions or comments from directors? I'll just note that on October 5th is the Emeryville Annual Harvest Festival. And I got a sneak peek at the Harvest Festival map. And I am right across from the Alameda County Healthy Homes Department this year. So I have my own tent. It is actually at my house. My house is one of the 5 houses that's actually in the footprint of the Harvest Festival every year. Yes, and so this year, for some reasons I won't discuss, I have my own tent and booth. And I am in the county zone.
Okay.
So I'm across from the Transportation Commission, which I chair, and I'm across from the Healthy Homes Board, which I chair. And I'm like, this is gonna be a lot of fun. So whoever is coming from the Healthy Homes Department, come on across the way to my booth and avail yourselves to all the hospitality in the Park Avenue District here in Emeryville. And invitations to all my friends here on the board as well, if you'd like to join us between 11 and 4. The Harvest Festival is a lot of fun. We have axe throwing this year added to the array of things. So if you want to actually competitively throw axes, invite your best friends to go stand inside the booth with you. I have a few of those. Okay, well, that would conclude the somewhat off-topic monthly report. Then I'll move to the future agenda items. And I see that we have 2 in the works. The presentation from the City of Oakland on the implementation of lead settlement funds. Is that going to be October or November? Do we know?
Director Emeritus is playing.
That's great.
Yes, I do believe that that will be delayed. Director Gallo, it's my understanding the city has just hired a consultant to work with them on a plan, so I do not believe they'll be ready to present. In fact, there was an article came out, I guess there was a staffer who provided some type of internal document to the reporter that indicated that the consultant does not have to give them a report until next summer.
Well, I'll just note that I was stopped by the mayor of Oakland at an event recently, and she was begging me for the contact of anybody at the Healthy Homes Board. We need to figure this out. I need to figure out the lead paint settlement, why the money isn't going out. And I was like, well, you have sat on that money for over 2 years and delayed hiring a consultant. I didn't know that.
So
It's
now you
called
know.
doing the job.
As in the quoting Biggie Smalls.
Some of us do our
If you
jobs.
didn't know, now you know.
And now you know. Did you have a comment on that?
Well, they've known. I mean, that question has been raised in writing, and I've personally have asked to present a report due to the fact that we come here every month. And I was surprised to hear that the last conversation I had, they were supposed to check in with you. And that I guess the 4.5 million, we've had it in the bank, but now the bank, the interest, we now have 5 million available. And, but they were, yes, we're still waiting to hire a consultant. As a consultant, it's been years since we, when settled the case with the lead paint issue. And anyway, so that's what I wanted to check back with you. We need to sit at the table with you. And what has prompted a lot of movement from the mayor's office down is what's happening at McClellan's High School and other schools in terms of the lead issue and the water. And Oakland Unified has been asking us for that money to be able to transfer over to the Oakland Unified since we're not using it. So anyway, so I'll check back with you. Thank you.
They should do that, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, the other future agenda item I have on here is the results of the feedback for the Child Care Center outreach and identifying challenges with county service area cities as November. Is that still the plan?
I think that's going to be delayed, Director. We have some staffing that we don't have time. We don't have the time to do that.
Okay, so we have no future agenda items that were scheduled then for October and November. So is there still, staff still prepared to have a meeting in October? We still have other items? Okay, all right. And then for November, I realize we're not doing a December meeting this year, right? Because of all the changes to these boards, all these changes. So for our November meeting, is that going to be our kind of year-end
That's the plan, right?
party meeting? So I'd like to make sure, Mr. Emeritus, you come back. Okay, we're gonna have a little party together. So is that good with everybody? Does anyone have another item that you want requested in the next 2 meetings? Can you-
The dates, it's very
Yeah,
confusing.
go ahead.
So we don't know when the election's going to be certified.
We don't, but it has to be within 30 days, so it has to be by December 4th.
I see. So what if it's certified before November 21st?
It's still by law, the offices, when we take our oaths, they are usually, like in our city, it says from the first Tuesday of December of such year to the first Tuesday of December of the following year. So even if it's certified, once it's certified, the clerk has to bring it before the council. The council has to adopt and accept it as final, and then with it, they change the seats at that time. So whatever your
So you
rotation
think,
for your meetings.
you think the November 21st date?
We will all still be, you will still be in your seat until
Okay.
December. I know that. Everyone here has got a seat till at least December.
Okay.
That's why we moved it off of the December calendar and ended it in November. Yeah, nobody, unless you want to resign with 3 weeks to go, a very Berkeley year. Very Berkeley to do that. So
I'm not very Berkeley,
I figured that out.
if you haven't
I
noticed.
figured that out about you. But I was just gonna say, there's a Berkeley surprise every corner you go around. So we will all be here in November. So we will have a lower threshold for business on the November meeting, and we'll invite all the staff and friends, and we can have it here, or we can have it at, do we have it set to be at the offices or have it here?
We're scheduled to be here, but we can definitely accommodate a meeting at our office as well.
people want to just keep it here, we can have it downstairs. I can set us up, we can have the formal business meeting briefly up here and just walk downstairs, and we have the cafeteria area. We can eat down there if we want to do that. Is that fine? I will, Lorraine, can you help me and April work just the logistics of that? It's nothing big, just, what's the date? November 21st. Yeah, it's the week before Thanksgiving. Oh, fantastic. Okay, so that's our future agendas. Are there any announcements by members of the board? Okay, seeing and hearing none. The time is 9:53. We're adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you.